One two one two one two. What's the podcast? We are back. Jerome Baker the third, Streetwear Eddie, Don't Charge Abdul in the place to be.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, it's a wonderful summer esque day here in Washington D.C. It's
Beautiful.
been in the 80s, high to mid 80s actually.
No humidity.
I think the Thursday you're gonna hear this, it's gonna be like 89. So that'll be fun.
It kind of drops back down over the weekend, though.
Yeah,
We're back to like 60 something
with rain
on Saturday.
too. With rain, so
it's supposed to rain.
Yeah,
Saturday, Sunday, I think. Yeah, something like that. And it's
trash.
Cinco de Mayo, so I know a lot of people looking forward to Sunday, but I'm
What
not
are we
even
doing?
I'm not tripping.
Are we going to Dewdrop? No, it's
No.
going to be raining. Never mind.
Need a break from Dewdrop, man.
It's gonna be a raindrop.
Need a break from Dewdrop, man. I don't think I'll be back there on
Like you're not going back until you DJing again.
Yeah, for sure. It's too packed now, man.
They like fenced it all off, and they have like security guards checking at the top of the stairs. Like before, it was like a free for all.
Yeah,
they put like a fence around the whole joint. You can't like
on the road,
like right where the bike path is, like pretty much like a picket fence.
Oh shit!
All around Dewdrop. One way in, one way out. No more jumping down the ledge and people posted up on the ledge no more.
What about going from the road? Can you jump down from the road?
That's what I'm saying. That road where the ledge is, there's a fence all around the whole Dewdrop from the road.
Oh, all right.
It was a lot of people last week.
I'm not mad at it.
It was too many people there last week.
Oh, you were there last week.
Mm-hmm. And
Keenan was DJing, right?
Yeah.
Did you see Homegirl up there?
Yes.
Okay.
But there was too many people, and unfortunately, when they moved the party inside, the people did not follow. So you had.
I think that's pretty much the time everybody's like, "Yo, it's time to bounce."
I think
it's a nice early vibe for sometimes, and then
do you have to
go inside?
Do you have to? Everybody has to go inside.
At 9 o'clock,
music has to go inside.
The music has to go
at 9, but it depends on the DJs, because if the DJs are good, and just good DJs, the people will follow you inside. You know what I'm saying? I think that once that isn't the case, then you see what happens. And I'm playing Memorial Day weekend, so people gonna be inside.
Can they get like extended hours for outdoor music on like special events?
This will be the first one.
Oh, they're getting the permit for it.
I mean, they're gonna try with Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I don't even think that you'll have to even worry. I mean, it'd probably be worth just rocking out with it anyways until they come shut you down.
I mean, at this point, they need a new sound system. They can afford to buy a new sound system now. So,
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to everybody at Dewdrop. It was a good time over the weekend. Slid over there after I DJ'd DJ Big's party. Big's at a 70s, 80s funk and soul party.
Oh, that's fun.
At Sandlot. I absolutely destroyed that joint. That joint was amazing.
Oh, that was on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, I mean.
And it's all like 70s, 80s funk?
That's all you can play, 70s, 80s. J. Curl funk, West Coast stuff.
And they rock that strong out there where you're from. So you're well versed in it.
When I tell you I destroyed it, like I just.
No, I already know because you grew up in the West Coast.
So
that's what they listen to.
It was a good time, man. Slid over to Dewdrop. Dewdrop just had to slide out though. There was too many people there.
Yeah,
too many people there.
I feel like once they change it too and put the fence up and have ID, then it just seems like a little more aggressive and like
they need a rain.
Crowded.
They need a rain. They need to cool off a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It needs to cool off a little bit. But with the same time, it's only April, or at the time it was only April.
But the word is out. Like you see them like coming in by like the Uber load. Like I dropped Homegirl off, and it was like literally bumper to bumper traffic from like Franklin Street all around the corner store.
Oh my
like,
God!
All Ubers dropping people, like loads of people off.
Yeah, it's insane. It's incredible. It's incredible.
And like a line to get in, like people standing in line waiting to get in.
What time was that?
Like right at like. It was still sunny out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why.
Nah, dog. It was like bananas.
It stays like that.
It was already like, like.
I got there at 8:15, 8:30, and the line to get down the street. We just got out early. Like, man, we'll walk. It ain't no big deal, homie. We'll walk.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I'm
can
saying?
end this right now. You can wait and drive to
Yeah.
Avenue.
So it's all good, man. Shout out Dudes Drop. 1212 though. What's the podcast? We are back. We want to start off this particular episode with a big rest in peace um, to the internet's very own Dallas Penn. Dallas Penn has been a very popular internet figure and real life New York, DC, uh, West Coast, sort of just internet person that came to real life for the past 15 years or so, 20 years. He was synonymous with Nike Talk, with Ralph Lauren, with Nike itself,
Timberlands,
New York
everything.
City, New York
New York
City
City, yeah.
culture. He had been fighting some health issues for better, honestly, maybe the better part of the last decade, unfortunately. And I feel like he succumbed to that earlier today, actually. So rest in peace to Dallas Penn.
Rest in
I
peace.
saw a photo of him and Combat Jack. Somebody said reunited. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a beautiful photo.
Yeah, man, that news really took me by surprise and shock when I found out this morning. I've been talking to Dallas actually over the last couple of weeks while he's been in the hospital. Um, you know, he hit me up. I went back and I was reading our text, and on April 17th, which is what started our conversation, he was like, "Ab, I need the Nina Chanel threes. It's the only way I'm gonna survive." And I was like, he's at the hospital, and he's got tubes, and he's sending me a selfie with him smiling with tubes running up his nose, and he's like, "Ab, I need the Nina Chanel threes. This is the only way I'm gonna live." And I was like, "Dallas, you promised me you're gonna survive. I got you." I was like, "These are gonna be hand delivered to you, bro." So um, our conversations went on, and actually right before that, the week before that, Dallas was just one of them dudes, man. I would just on occasion just get a package from him in the mail, and it would be anything from just a handwritten note, just to a toy car, to a Supreme shirt, or some polo socks, or polo rugby, or
just random shit.
Yeah, just a couple of weeks ago, he sent me this vintage Champion hoodie, like an old reverse weave, like lavender colored Champion hoodie for my daughter. And yeah, just one of them real special dudes, man. I met Dallas. Actually, I knew the name before I actually got to meet him in person. DallasPenn.com. He was a great writer, constantly documenting the lineups, or just commenting on culture. Um, his knowledge of Timberland boots, and just the history of the company was just so vast that he was just an all around dude that you needed to follow and really learn a lot from. You know what I mean? I think Jerome and I both had we met him different times, and both of us really can attest to the fact that we both learned a lot from him. But I got to meet him in person, I believe like 2008 or 2009 or something like that. And him and Premium Pete drove down here 2010 for something. I think Pete has some sort of shorty down here, but we ended up going out. Those were the days, man. 2009, we were at Bar 7, went to Donovan House rooftop, kicked it over there. I took him over to George's Falafel. At the end of the night, we went and got Middle Eastern food. Went to my crib when I was living in Shaw at that time, right on New Jersey Avenue. When it looked at sneakers, it's 4:00 in the morning. We were talking shit until 6:00 in the morning. Like, just good times, man. And I'm really gonna miss the dude, man. He's a historian, and and yeah, definitely a person who knew what he was talking about and lived it. So shout out to Dallas Penn. Big shout out to his wife and everybody else that loved him, his family. I was looking at Instagram and so many people were posting memories of him and just what he meant to them. Yeah, and it was a beautiful thing to read. So it been a big part of even us right here doing this podcast. These guys really were the ones who really started the whole podcast thing, the Combat Jack show. Even before that, PNC Radio, they did the live radio joint, which later those tapings became podcasts. Shout out to Ben Hameen, who was a student at Howard University and also was part of their team at that time. So I've known Hameen for 25 years from just being out in the streets.
Same.
Eddie, you know the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sad, man. So I'm gonna be attending his funeral services whenever those are decided and they plan it out. I'm gonna make a day trip out there and shout out to friend of the show, Jay Slayer, of course. He's also really good friends with Dallas. So peace and prayers for everybody who's affected by this loss.
No doubt.
Yeah, man, it sucks. Again, we're at that age where we are losing people. I know tonight there's a party tonight, but all the proceeds are actually going to somebody we know that passed away as well.
Yeah, rest in peace, Van.
Yeah, so this is just one of these times where we're just losing people, and
we're just getting to that age though. We gotta,
it's that age, and also what I'm saying, like your health really has to be your number one priority.
Sure.
And not to belittle anybody or put anybody's business out there.
No, but that's just the fact.
Your health has to be your number one priority. There's so much information out there about your health, about the things that are healthy for you and stuff like that. So
real quick before we move on, Jerome, we can't speak Dallas Penn's name and not talk a little bit about Polo Gate, which I think we've talked about in some of our older episodes. And what year was that? I think it was like 10 years ago, 2014, maybe?
It was 14, yeah.
2014.
Polo Gate was the greatest night on the
historic moment
yeah.
on Twitter and in the internet, period.
It was like the power of the internet came true. If you weren't around, basically there was a 60% off Polo code that was being honored it was discovered and then was being shared and then was being honored. And once it got to Just Blaze, it became like the most. I mean, people were buying stuff. Just Blaze was buying stuff that he did, chandeliers.
He bought a chandelier.
I mean, why not? 60% off.
That code was divulged and put out to the internet by Dallas Penn.
There you go.
He's the one who got a hold of that code and spread it out on Twitter. And
they honored everybody.
They had to.
But the thing I think it was more than 60. To be honest,
it was more than 60, right?
I think it ended up being 80% off because
did y'all cop anything?
I don't think I copped anything. I don't think I saw anything in there that I really wanted. I went in there looking for double RL jeans. I remember that.
It was kind of like you didn't believe it. I didn't believe it because I didn't want to get stuck. I didn't want to get stuck with like a $500
and like having to pay the full bill.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But Just Blaze, I know DJ XL, I know a few other cats who really like
took advantage.
But I think it ended up being closer to 80%. Because
Just Blaze bought a chandelier, dog.
I mean, why not?
Yeah,
60's kind of regular now. You know what I'm saying?
60 at this point is kind of regular. But I think at that time it might have been 60. Honestly, I can't remember. But Polo Gate was what that moment ended up being nicknamed, and it became something that we talk about like a myth. Like, yo, you remember when Dallas Penn
like a Polo code mark in time?
Yeah, because it was like an employee code that was supposed to be private, and somebody shared it with him. And
he went bananas.
He said, "Fuck that!
Yeah,
I'm letting the world know." and
mean,
he
if that's
laid it
not
out for
if
everybody.
that's not one of his greatest, accomplishments, that was his thing.
Man of the
Somebody got fired behind that code.
Well, he was about the internet. That was his thing. He
Yeah.
would yell out internets like he was a man of the internet. He was a man of the people.
Interconnected networks.
Yeah, so he had no problem. I mean, zero problem.
Yeah.
Turning around and
Spread the
handling
love.
that. You know what I mean? So shout out to Dallas Penn, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in
yeah,
power,
Polo-
Dallas Penn.
Polo Gate was definitely 10 years ago because I saw somebody celebrate it.
Okay.
Last month or something.
Wow.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. We also want to big up and shout out. We get this name right. Carl Eric Larabors, Melina Lucero,
Okay.
Rodney Weber. Oh no! Well, and Kevin Harris, who have all joined What's a Podcast since our last
week.
Last taping. Yeah, since our last taping.
Wow. Patreon?
So, boom.
Patreon, yeah. Patreon is booming. I mean, all you have to do, honestly, is just tweet it once or twice a week. The blog is consistent, and we'll get new members. It's incredible.
Listen, shout out to you, man. You've been doing a fantastic job.
Incredible.
Updating that Patreon and
we got some
managing
things,
it.
We got some things coming, but obviously,
do we need to tell them about the?
We do need to tell them about the.
Are we live?
We're live.
Okay.
I don't have my phone with me, but we.
Hold on, we at the 15-minute mark too.
Oh.
No. Let's get this one out.
Let's tell everybody about it.
Yeah. So the man, I don't have my phone with me, so I can't.
What are you trying to pull up? I got my phone right now.
What do we name it anything, or do we just have
the Discord? We now have a Discord.
Our Discord is live.
The Discord is live.
What we'll do is we'll get the Discord address and we'll post it on both Twitter and the blog starting tomorrow.
Yeah, we need to figure out. I need to figure out how to tell you what this address is. But it's What's a Podcast, the same way it's spelled on Apple Podcast. What S''A podcast. And if you search for it on the Discord app, I'm sure it'll pop up. And listen, come in there and let's chop it up.
And also, there's a Discord app and there's also a Patreon app. So in case you don't feel like or you're not a Discord user, there's a Patreon app. Shout out to Kristen. She is one of the first. She is the first person to respond in our
through the app.
Through the app, you know what I mean. So we have ongoing conversations.
Oh, really? On Patreon?
Yeah, on Patreon. There's an app.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm on the app. I didn't know you could chat through it. All right.
There's a chat on the app. Excuse me.
All right, cool.
Sure. And so the blog's gonna have some consistency. I think we're gonna have like 90s Hip Hop Fridays on the blog, which will just feature videos from our favorite 90s hip hop artists. Obviously, we're putting up new episodes on Thursday and Monday as well. So the content is there. We got to roll into some summer content. I'm basically going to be living in Virginia Beach this summer, so I'll have a lot of Virginia Beach content.
Okay. What's going on in Virginia Beach?
Down there? You got residency?
I'm there like 8 times this summer. Like it's crazy. Like it's a lot. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at that.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. So we're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure it out. But shout out to Virginia Beach. And shout out to the new followers. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
We're ready to rock, baby. We're about to hit our stride. Something real proper, like summer fashion is here, sunglasses. And I just see that the city is ready for the summer. You know what I mean? People are jogging. I just seen obviously Reek and Silas had their end of the month duel. My guy.
They had me rolling with
funny
with the stories back and forth, man.
I'm training in May because my guy just said we're doing 115 miles for June. Walk, run, or walk, run, like whatever you want.
115 for
That's
June.
Going to be the challenge.
115 for June.
You can do it, Rome.
I can do it. It's just like you can't miss one day. You have to go 4 miles a day. You have to get up early.
What's the most you've done a month?
What did I hit? I think March. I think I hit
100, right?
like 102 or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so you're there already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it
there.
just
Yeah, you're there.
I missed a couple of days. I knew
So
what
can
it
you
was.
like walk home from your gigs or like walk to your gig, or are you gonna like incorporate some of that into it to like make up for
Yeah,
some time?
yeah, for sure.
Anytime you want to walk, you can walk.
I would never walk home from my gigs
Nah,
anymore.
that's too much. That's too late.
Yo,
It's
shit's
a
wild
little bit
out there.
crazy out here.
It's wild.
It's wild out there. But also just like that hill is just so. The hill is unbeatable. You know what I'm saying?
You don't get extra points for hills.
And like the backpack gets real heavy at night.
The backpack
You
is
don't
bad
want to
for your
walk.
back.
The backpack is bad to get robbed walking around at 3:30 in the morning.
Exactly. So at the minimum, I'm on a scooter. You know what I'm
Dog,
saying?
I just saw somebody get shot and killed.
You saw
outside. Well, no, I shouldn't say that actually. But I got to this. I drove past it right where after it had happened.
Capitol Hill?
Close. It was right there, just south of it was on North Capitol and P, outside of the full Yums last night.
Oh wow. Because somebody got shot on like Pennsylvania Avenue today, like point blank range. Somebody was chasing somebody, ran up to him, shot him in the head, I think 5 times.
God damn.
But what happened last night?
This was at 9:30 at night. I was driving to a restaurant down there that's on the rooftop of the Marriott in Noma called Yara. And as I'm driving down North Capitol, it's a lot of police out there. They just started taping it off, and you could see they were still doing CPR on the body. The body was laid out right in front of full Yums.
That's right there on the corner.
Right there on the corner of North Capitol and P.
Yeah.
And people were crying, and so whoever was with that person was in tears, and the police was out there. Ambulance that just was getting there, or somebody, but it was I think it wasn't even paramedics doing CPR. Like it had like just kind of happened. Yeah. I think it might have been a police officer, but it had just happened, man. And yeah, it's sad, but I mean, I don't know what ended up happening, but
I mean, DC, we obviously,
DC's the
like
Wild West
in
now.
the summertime, DC really turns up. So
it's not even summer yet. It's
but what I'm saying though is like you got to just be real careful how you move out here in the summertime, man, because it's not even summer and you're hearing about these types of incidents.
Oh, Rome, it's that time. We should hop over to the other joint and then get started on the real topics.
You know what we're talking about tonight, man.
There's a rest in peace for somebody in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rest in peace, Canada.
Aubrey.
Well, listen, we'll talk about it on Patreon. We out.